let's end the programme on a positive note. It's been a busy show again. June Chapman is from Citizens Advice in St Albans. June, very good evening to you.
Hi, good evening.
Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me on.
Pleasure. Welcome to the show. What's happened?
Well, we had a client, a young, vulnerable chap who was homeless and without any money that we were seeking to help with his benefit application for Universal Credit. And as your listeners will probably know, Universal Credit has to be claimed online, so you need a device to access your account with Universal Credit. And this chap had a smartphone that was many years old, and the screen was so cracked that he wasn't able to update his journal because he couldn't read the journal entries. So we spoke to some partners of ours, a local charity called Computer Friendly, and asked them if they would consider taking donated devices and refurbishing them to help in instances like this. Which they have been doing, and we were able to provide this young man with a donated refurbished handset, and so he was able to pursue his Universal Credit claim and set himself off onto a much brighter future. And since then, I've learned that Computer Friendly has been taking donated laptops. I saw your piece just shortly before this mentioning the BBC scheme to take donated laptops. But I heard today that Computer Friendly, our partners, have refurbished 7 laptops. And they are going to help the Batchwood Vaccination Centre because the administration of logging people for vaccinations, there was a call out in Daisy Cooper, our local MP's newsletter for donated laptops. So Computer Friendly are helping to receive unwanted devices and put them back into circulation. So it's a really good example of the community coming together and helping each other, which I think is important at this time for us to sort of keep our eyes on that.
Do you know what? It is important. It's also good for us to hear these sort of stories because it reminds us what's really going on in the world. I mean, well done, Computer Friendly. I'll take my hat off to them for their contribution to their community. But I think many people will be unaware, for example, of Universal Credit, the challenges people face. And like you say, that young gentleman had a phone that was slightly old and his screen was cracked. There's no way he would be able to get the benefits he's entitled to without some help.
No. And digital exclusion, as the sort of jargon for it, is really come to the fore in COVID. It's really brought into sharp relief a number of people who just are not able to access all the services, the public sector and the private sector services now. So if somebody's Wi-Fi goes down, that we've all learned from working at home just how hard that is and how reliant we are on access to services via our technology. So Computer Friendly have an email address, recycle@Computer Friendly, if anybody has devices that they are willing to donate to this good cause.
Oh, well done them. The digital exclusion is a really big problem. I hadn't quite considered the impact on sort of younger people, but for older people, it's a major issue because we talk about going online and doing this, and you get an email from the government or whatever it might be. You can chase up your vaccination, but a lot of older people don't have this facility. They just don't have it.
And they can be forgiven for being quite hesitant about using it when there are so many scams and so many people trying to take advantage of our vulnerability. We heard just this morning of a client who had been asked for money for a vaccination. And so clearly scammers are preying on the desire to get the vaccination to take advantage of people. So even if they have access to technology, what we sometimes find is that they're not confident about distinguishing between fake approaches and genuine ones, and who can blame them?
No, indeed, it is very difficult. Joan, listen, thank you for sharing that. Well done again to Computer Friendly in St Albans. It's been a while since we last spoke, June. How are you busy at the moment in terms of demand for your service? Because again, you've got to comply with all the COVID legislation.
We do. We're incredibly busy. We're all working from home, and it's a completely virtual service, but it's accessible by the local landline 01727 811 118. But in November and December, we helped more people in 2020, November and December, than we did in 2019, which is remarkable given that we're actually working at about 75% strength because not all of our volunteers are able to serve from home for various reasons. They've got caring responsibilities, etc. But no, we're very, very busy, and we're doing some great work, and we're having some real important impacts on improving people's lives.
Well done. Well done. Just repeat that number for me once again, if you don't mind, June.
It's 01727 811 118.
June, always a pleasure having you on the programme. Thank you and your team, and again to Computer Friendly in St Albans for doing their bit for their community. Thank you, June, and stay healthy.
Many thanks.
I know, difficult times. Thank you, June Chapman. I'd always like to end the programme on a positive note, and that story from that company, St Albans, is fantastic. I mean, just, doing the right thing.